So, welcome to the Note Closer Show today, everybody. It is episode 56, 57. It's titled Don't Stop Believing. Yes, I got a little Journey playing in the background. If Jen kicks out here in the karaoke. I love this song. Now, I'll tell you a little something about this song. It's even better played at San Francisco A&T Ballpark during the San Francisco Giants playoff run. And you have Steve Perry come out on his balcony seat, lip singing, and the whole crowd singing it.
Awesome.
And takes his hat off and throws it to the crowd and goes crazy. So, today's title is Don't Stop Believing. And the title, I was really thinking about what to talk about today. And one of the first things I do when I come into the office is I log in, and I've got my Google Chrome with like the 12 websites that I'm on the most. I seen it in a hotel room. Sorry. Anyway, so I go on to LinkedIn, and it always pops up my notifications. People that opted in, and then it pops up, hey, welcome, congratulate somebody on their new job. And the guy I saw congratulating on his new job is the guy that reached out to me a year ago. Let's turn it down a little bit here.
That's okay, I gotta go to my...
I know you do, you're good. So, there's a guy that called me up about a year ago. He was an engineer and had been laid off from his previous job and was looking to get into real estate investing. And unfortunately, he didn't do anything. He went through one of my virtual workshops. He'd been through our Note Camp thing. He talked about doing the fast track training and join the mastermind group, but he couldn't get through it. He couldn't get through his head. He couldn't justify the education as a tax write-off, which I don't know who he was talking to because most CPAs can adjust it as a tax write-off. But I then saw him later at an event in Houston, another event in Houston, and then I also saw that he was online at somebody else's education stuff. And I understand getting the education aspect. It's important when you're starting off as a real estate investor to really educate yourself on things. But unfortunately, his education was going on and on and on and on. All right?
How you timed it? It was really nice.
Pretty good, wasn't it? I think I've done this before. But that's the thing about a lot of real estate investors is they literally keep getting too much education without taking action. If you're going from one event to another event to another event and another event, you don't have the time to implement everything you're learning. You don't have to, even if you do implement a marketing thing, you don't have the time to deal with all the leads you get, okay? And unfortunately, this guy took a job back at another firm, and I'm like, oh, I called the guy that I know he was at his education program this morning. He goes, yeah, he's back working 60 to 80 hours a week. And that's frustrating when you know somebody's capable of doing big things, but then they end up screwing with their own head and they end up giving up on their dream to help chase somebody else's dream. And it's sad because you really want people to not want them to hold on to that feeling. And it's just unfortunate. I see that happen all the time. And people don't have their own faith in themselves. That's the most frustrating thing. No matter what they're doing or who they're taking, they don't have the faith in themselves to continue going forward. And that is the most frustrating thing as an educator in the real estate industry, because I want people to succeed. And honestly, really, only about 10% of people do anything, and really only about 5% of people actually do anything. And the thousands and thousands of people we've put through our workshops, less than 5% have probably closed a deal. And that's not any lack of us providing deals. It's not any lack of us providing resources. Just people just don't pull the trigger.
They're their own worst enemy.
They are their own worst enemy, exactly. They ready, aim, and never fire. All right? And so if you are struggling with things or you're trying to get things done, you have to really have an honest look at yourself in the mirror kind of discussion. A real come to Jesus meeting. Am I doing everything? Am I making offers? Am I scared? Am I just looking? Am I just a looky-loo lurker? A lurker, sorry.
Looky-loo.
A looky-loo. or am I the action taker? And if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time financially, you need to quit taking classes and start implementing things, because the next class is not going to be the next answer to your question. I can vouch, I've taken hundreds and hundreds of different classes out there, and some have been really good, and others have sucked. And at a point, I stopped taking classes because I'm like, I don't need to learn about, land trusts and specifically. I don't need to learn everything about this specific thing. If it didn't fit in with what I was focused on in my path, it became a waste of my time, became a waste of my action, and it became, more importantly, a waste of my energy. It was taking away from other things. Now, many of us do have that shiny object squirrel syndrome. You got to learn to kill the squirrel. You got to learn to open up your AR, pull out your Desert Eagle, and freaking just blow away that squirrel if you need to. Oh yes, that would be a good image. Whack. You all right? You do have that kind of image? Yeah, exactly. I think we do.
Yeah.
Shiny squirrels, maybe. Anyway, what I'm trying to get, guys and gals, is there's a lot of people that are struggling with things. But most of the things, it's an inner head game. It's a head game. All right? Now, tomorrow, we're doing another Note Funding League draft. Dun, 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 dun. All right? 175 assets. We're not going to go through all 175. Okay? On the spreadsheet, you guys have photos, just pull out the best looking photos.
Okay.
Okay? And let's keep it to, say, 50.
Okay.
Make it easier. Because I'm not going to spend 3 days going through assets. I'll go through 50 assets in a day, and we'll leave it up to everybody else to do the rest. But what I can wholeheartedly encourage you guys that if you take action and get outside your comfort level and take steps every day to expand your comfort zone, you'll do so much better in life, and you'll be a lot better at getting closer to your dreams instead of giving up. All right? And there's nothing worse than seeing somebody who's giving up a dream. It's like a lion, seeing an old lion in a zoo, and that fire in their eyes have gone out, especially one that was captured in the wild. They just don't care anymore. And too many people are working jobs where they're the captured lion. They're sitting there with no fire in their eyes and not knowing what they want to accomplish. They have a dream, but they don't know how to get there. And so instead of getting outside their comfort level to get closer to their dream, they give up because they're scared or fear. And we all know what fear stands for. False evidence appearing real, right, everybody? That's fear. I'm scared of what? I don't know. Exactly. Just go do it. Just go be Nike. Just go do it. Take action. Make things, expand your knowledge. Expand your comfort zone. It's like talking to people the first time. All right? When you're out networking in it for the first time, it's scary. But you know what? Most people don't bite. If they do, you're in the wrong networking event. You're at a zombie club, okay?
You're the 50 Shades Darker.
Who's the 50 Shades Stalker?
No, 50 Shades Darker.
Oh, 50 Shades Darker? Well, yeah, that might be... Never mind. We won't go there. Anyway. What I'm trying to get at, everybody, is don't stop believing in your dream. Don't stop focusing on your target. What you have to do is get rid of a lot of the noise, get rid of a lot of the crap that's eating up your time, and you got to quit lying to yourself. You got to quit believing the lies that you're telling yourself and start having a mano or woman-to-woman conversation and say, hey, what am I really focused on? What am I going to really make happen? Because trust me, the people that are most successful, and it doesn't have to be notes. If you're not focused on notes, you want to focus on fix and flips, marketing, great, whatever. Focus on one thing, and you'll be a lot happier. If you keep trying to do 4 or 5 things, be an expert stock trader or Forex and real estate and business, you're not going to get anywhere. Anybody that tells me they're like really making stock and options trading, I laugh. Because you might have a little success, but you're never going to be Warren Buffett. No offense. Quit wasting your time with that and go do something and actually make something happen. All right? And maybe I'm getting fired up this morning, but anyway.
Off the soapbox.
Off the soapbox, I'll come on down. Guys, just do something. Do something with your business today. It's Tuesday. It's a gorgeous day here in Austin after we get a little bit of rain. We are focused on rock and roll and getting this funding league thing ready and rock and roll for you guys tomorrow. We'll kick off at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, run from 3 to 6, 3 to 7 tomorrow night. Do it a little bit later so the people on the West Coast can join us. It'll be a little bit easier for everybody. got some cool things going on. Note Camp, we had our President's Day special that ended yesterday. Actually, if you didn't sign up for the Note Camp 3.0, I'll extend it till noon. So you got another hour and a half to get signed up for that. So don't post it. They just need to go to notecamp.live and use the code PRESIDENT to get signed up for it. But what else is going on, guys? I mean, we're knocking those out. You're getting assignments and files shipped out today, right, Jen?
They're all done. They're out.
They're all out. Awesome. We got marketing working on. We got.
It's National Sticky Bun Day.
It is National Sticky Bun Day. We have an infographic for that, don't we?
We do.
Awesome. National Sticky Buns Day. So don't go eat sticky buns. Maybe you need to get your sticky buns to the gym. Who knows? So anyway, any questions, comments from anybody out there? Or we just got people watching.
We have people watching. Clive says you were rocking out, and this was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Jack Thomas, don't stop believing. Clive, when you were talking about how many students actually pull the trigger, use it like 5%, he said, wow, on that.
Yeah, I would hope it's a lot more because we do a lot of stuff to initiate that. But Jen, you would agree. You're the one that deals with bids coming in from people.
Yeah.
And we get, it's amazing. You throw bids out there and we get literally, we send the email list out to 400 people and we get 20 bids. That's 5%.
Right. Well, and the sad thing is there's just since we started here, there's students that we've seen come through every possible training that you've done.
Yep.
And then there's nothing, or they die away. Like they fade
Or they
away.
flake out.
They flake out. They don't make an offer.
But then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like there's one new student that they just attended, and it's like, bam, here's 5 offers. So I'm like, yay, good for you. Like,
Exactly.
they're getting out of their comfort zone. They're dipping the toe in the water, and they're running with it.
Right.
Who was that guy that attended Fast Track the last time that had already
DeWitt.
closed? DeWitt. Yeah, he
DeWitt.
closed on a deal and like.
Do it. Close on a couple deals.
Oh,
Yeah,
really
within, like,
excited.
a week of
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that people that like. I'll give you an example. I had Michelle and Rick Hill here in my office late the other night. I was working on stuff, and they were in here Wednesday night. They're closing on close to 25 deals before their year is up. Adam Adams is at 20 deals, and he's like 10 months into the business. Because they do the things that I tell them to do. They're coachable. They aren't scared to get outside their comfort zone because they know I'm not going to lead them wrong. And yes, Michelle likes to say I like to yell at her. I don't yell. I get fired up. I have a loud voice.
You just,
I'm trying to motivate, push
encourage.
people,
Yeah.
encourage. And and she'll be the first one. Hey, I love it. It's great. You know, I love them. They're like family. You know, I love seeing successes of people. I love seeing people close deals. I love seeing people getting outside their comfort zone and then realizing, oh my God. It's like that Star Trek movie, the Unknown Zone, the one where they go through that big, the Forgotten Country. It was on last.
Frontier? No, never mind. Just kidding. Don't
Not the
listen
Final
to me.
Frontier.
I don't know.
You're not a Star
No,
Trek, so just.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
All right.
That's all I know.
But what they're doing is like they're in a spaceship and they're going through and they see this electronic storm. There's scanners aren't working. They're scared they're going through it, and they go through it. On the other side, there's nothing. It's like peacefulness, and they like find Voyager, which is actually a satellite called Voyager. It's like one of the first movies, I guess.
Interesting.
Or they're going to this place and it turns out it's a foreign planet, but they leave there without getting killed. They go beyond themselves. I guess that we should have a thing like we did Note Trek one time, Boldly Gold, where no note investor has gone before.
Yeah.
We've done that.
That was part of your Monday Note series.
It wasn't a note series. That was right when you guys first started. We did that.
Yeah, we were finishing it up.
Yeah, the 6 for 6. But
The thing with all these guys that have been doing this, especially in base camp, someone can ask a question, and it's such a big family that everyone is there to help and support you.
yeah,
And they'll help answer questions that would save you a lot of trouble. And if you ever need that support system,
yeah, the support staff is there.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's just not you guys. The support staff is there with the base camps, the note camps, the virtual workshops. The people you're going through, the people that are going through the classes with you, you have access to them. You have online message boards. I make that available to you guys
Utilize it.
to utilize it because it saves me from answering questions all the time. But you're being able to get 100 people plus 200, 300, 400, 500 in some cases to the next level.
Partnered up funds.
A lot of people that will JV with things. People just gotta get outside their comfort level, make an offer.
Yeah, so all these
And
people
work the
that
deals.
keep saying, oh, I didn't get the funds, I didn't have my partner, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's your opportunity right there to utilize to reach out.
Exactly. Questions, comments before we wrap it up for the day?
James, he was talking about, he says, this is a hard one. I believe in all my goals, but to achieve your goals is totally different.
That's correct. And you're not going to achieve your goals overnight. Success doesn't come overnight. But I'll give you an example. If you want to close 1,000 deals, that's a big number.
Start small.
Yeah, well, if you've been doing it for a while, but if you miss and you close 700 or 500, it's still awesome. Mm-hmm. I had a high school teacher who I could not stand. I hated this woman. She hated me back too. So it was mutual hate. Dolly Crawford. She taught geometry. She also taught advanced calculus and other things. And this woman loved math. Okay? She'd be up on the weekends in her offices at the high school solving math problems. And when that's great for her. I was good at numbers. I enjoyed math, but I didn't love it like that. And there was one time that she said, "Oh, your goal should be something that you'll never achieve." And I found that really, really hard to swallow. Because I'm like, no, if it's a dream, it should be achievable. You know, yes, you adjust your dreams and make things happen, but we never got along that way, lady and me, because of that universal factor. Actually, it's the one class I actually did not pass.
Teacher, you said that.
I did not pass the second semester there. I was known as Carbon Carson. I tried to cheat and got caught. But anyway, because I just couldn't stand that mentality. All right, that's the mentality that keeps people down. Can't help it. Anyway. So, guys and gals, if you have an issue, tell us what your biggest issue is facing you. What's your biggest hurdle? What's the biggest thing that's keeping you from expanding your comfort level? What is the thing you struggle with the most? And we'll try to focus on those over the next couple of days, next week and a half for you guys, of overcoming your obstacles here on the Note Closers Show. So, if there's no other questions, comments, considerations, please feel free to share this across your social media platforms if you found it valuable. Not my karaoke style, but if you found it valuable, and maybe we can help others out there overcome their obstacles. So, as I said, Scott Carson here. We'll see you guys at the top. Don't stop believing.